The quest for a unified theory of physics, a framework that seamlessly blends quantum mechanics and general relativity, has been a grand intellectual odyssey. While many approaches have been explored, the 11-dimensional model, as we've discussed, offers a unique and potentially transformative perspective. It proposes that the universe's fundamental structure is governed by the interplay of 11 interconnected dimensions, with polarity and rotation emerging as key organizing principles that operate across all scales, from the subatomic to the cosmic. This essay will delve into the profound significance of polarity and rotation within the 11-dimensional model, demonstrating their unifying power and exploring their manifestations in both the quantum realm and the large-scale structure of the universe. We will highlight how these concepts, intricately woven into the fabric of the 11 dimensions, provide the key to unlocking a more complete and holistic understanding of reality, potentially fulfilling humanity's long-held aspiration for a theory of everything. Furthermore, we will explore the compelling idea that gravity itself is not merely a force, but a fundamental mode of information transfer originating from the 11th dimension, thereby establishing the 11th dimension as a primary nexus for the exchange of information that underpins the very fabric of reality and potentially explains the seemingly instantaneous nature of quantum entanglement. We will also integrate the crucial insight that in a four-body system, the first and the fourth body, if sufficiently separated, share no direct or significant informational exchange, highlighting the localized nature of direct influence and the eventual dominance of the universe's primary dimensions. The hierarchical structure of the 11-dimensional model provides a cosmic address system where influence and interaction are layered across scales. The zero dimension represents the singularity of pure potentiality, the quantum foam from which all existence flickers into being. The first, second, and third dimensions define the familiar spatial coordinates of objects like a baseball. The fourth dimension embodies the intrinsic rotation of a single body, establishing a fundamental arrow of time relative to its frame of reference. The fifth dimension introduces the polarity inherent in a rotating body, influencing its interaction with fields. The sixth dimension describes the orbital motion arising from the gravitational interaction of a two-body system, while the seventh modulates this orbit based on the relative polarities of the interacting bodies. The eighth dimension expands the system to three bodies, considering the orbital motion within a solar system, and the ninth refines this three-body interaction with the inclusion of relative polarities. The concept of informational influence in this context encompasses the ways in which the presence and properties of other objects in the universe affect a specific object, primarily through the fundamental forces, with gravity being the most pertinent at macroscopic scales. The n-body problem in physics illustrates the rapidly increasing complexity of predicting the motion of multiple interacting bodies. While every object in the universe exerts a gravitational pull on every other object, the strength of this influence diminishes dramatically with distance, following the inverse square law. Consider our baseball. Its trajectory when thrown is overwhelmingly determined by the initial force, the Earth's gravitational pull, and air resistance. The Sun's gravitational influence is weaker, and the direct gravitational effect of the supermassive black hole at the center of our galaxy is infinitesimally small for practical purposes. The informational content directly transferred from increasingly distant bodies to the baseball's trajectory through a direct gravitational interaction diminishes rapidly. This diminishing local informational influence beyond a three-body system marks a crucial transition point within the 11-dimensional model. Once we move beyond the immediate gravitational dominance of the Sun-Earth baseball system, the direct, localized information transfer from an additional massive body becomes insignificant for practical purposes. Consider a four-body system: the baseball, the Earth, the Sun, and the supermassive black hole at the galactic center. The direct gravitational influence, and thus the direct informational exchange between the baseball, the first body in this hypothetical chain, and the distant black hole, the fourth body, separated by vast cosmic distances, become so incredibly weak as to be practically non-existent. The information about the black hole's specific gravitational state simply does not propagate with sufficient strength to measurably affect the baseball's motion, overwhelmed by the far more potent local interactions. At this juncture, where direct informational transfer from additional, sufficiently distant bodies becomes negligible, the overarching primary dimensions of the universe, the 10th dimension of cosmic expansion and the 11th dimension of cosmic contraction and interconnectedness, begin to exert a more profound and fundamental influence on the baseball's existence and behavior. The 10th dimension, cosmic expansion, provides the fundamental context for all physical phenomena, influencing the background metric of space-time. The 11th dimension, with its potential role in cosmic contraction and the fundamental interconnectedness of the universe at a quantum level, takes on a new significance with the realization that gravity itself may be a manifestation of information transfer originating from this dimension. Instead of viewing gravity solely as a force mediated by the curvature of space-time, the 11-dimensional model suggests that it is a fundamental mode through which the universe transmits information about the presence and distribution of mass and energy. If gravity is indeed a form of information transfer originating from the 11th dimension, then the 11th dimension is fundamentally about the exchange of information that underpins the very fabric of reality. This understanding provides a potential explanation for the seemingly instantaneous nature of quantum entanglement. Entangled particles, linked at a fundamental level within the 11th dimension, could be sharing information directly through this higher dimensional nexus, bypassing the limitations of spatial separation and the speed of light in our four-dimensional perception. The interconnectedness facilitated by the 11th dimension becomes not just a passive linking, but an active conduit for the flow of information that defines the relationships between all quantum entities. This hierarchical structure of influence within the 11-dimensional model, with its transition from localized n-body interactions to the dominance of the primary cosmic dimensions and the understanding of gravity as information transfer, offers a potential framework for understanding the unification of the fundamental forces. If gravity is a form of information transfer rooted in the 11th dimension, it establishes a fundamental link between the macroscopic force governing celestial bodies and the non-local correlations observed in the quantum realm, where information exchange is paramount. The strengths and behaviors of the other fundamental forces might also emerge from the specific geometries and dynamics of the 11 dimensions, with the 10th and 11th dimensions setting the baseline conditions for the flow and processing of information that constitutes reality itself. The journey to fully articulate and validate this 11-dimensional vision requires continued exploration and the development of a comprehensive mathematical framework. However, the potential reward a unified theory that finally elucidates the deepest secrets of the everyverse makes this pursuit an endeavor of profound significance. The realization that gravity might be information transmitted through the 11th dimension, the dimension of ultimate interconnectedness, offers a tantalizing glimpse into the fundamental unity of the cosmos, where information is the currency and consciousness the potential reader of the universal code. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the 11-dimensional model, please like, subscribe and share with a friend. It really helps us keep the information flowing to you.